Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me today on this webinar. My name is Mitch Young. I'm the co-founder of Fusion Consulting, and today the webinar is being brought to you by our marketing arm of the business, which is Fusion Digital. I decided to set up Fusion Digital off the back of my success across marketing within the taxation world. I've won a number of awards within the profession, most recently Economia Most Influential Person on social media, and have built up a whole international client base through my successes on LinkedIn. And LinkedIn proved a very important tool in building up targeted intermediaries, as well as relations with clients, media, and establishing myself as an expert within the international tax field. So today I'm going to share some useful tips, tricks, best practices for business owners, professionals, and entrepreneurs, and hopefully you'll gain some useful information to take away. Throughout the webinar, feel free to post questions in the question box, and as you'll see when we progress through, there'll be an opportunity to email me for a free digital marketing consultation on behalf of Fusion Digital. So in terms of the agenda for today, I've packed quite a lot into the webinar, which I'm hoping will last around 25 minutes. You can see here we've got the introduction, LinkedIn for professionals, how to get an all-star profile. I'm going to highlight the importance of groups and the use of groups, building an intermediary database, searching for prospects and winning new clients, establishing yourself as an expert, and then a final piece about our company. I think it's fair to say that certainly within the professional sectors in the UK, when we're talking about digital marketing and business development, now with GDPR in force, LinkedIn has got to be the main driver, the main marketing strategy, the business development focus for a number of us. LinkedIn is GDPR compliant, and it gives you the chance to target exactly who you want from either an intermediary point of view, a direct client point of view, and once you're connected with them, then they sit on your account for the lifetime. So let's begin. So here's a couple of key quotations that I thought you would find useful. So if we just have a read of those. So by 2020, millennials will control half of all investable assets. So that's quite a key statement. And then moving on average, clients consider 3.3 firms before selecting a professional advisor. And furthermore, just to add to that, the next generation of clients are 5 times more likely than the previous generations to think of social networks for their hub of information and professionals. And from my conversation with clients, prospects, they want to get into position to target this next generation of private client that we will come across. And I believe not only across the other social media platforms, but certainly LinkedIn is going to be the starting point whereby not only do we need to connect, we need to engage, and we need to be consistently be seen as an up-to-date advisor or business owner across LinkedIn. Okay, so why is LinkedIn so important for professionals? I think, as we know, communication is key when we're dealing with clients and prospects, and certainly online communication now is challenging. We have, obviously, we're still used to phones and emails, but certainly clients are getting used to a quicker turnaround. The use of WhatsApp is proving a key communication tool with clients nowadays, and to be able to communicate with clients via social media, LinkedIn, to be seen as up to date as an expert is key, certainly across LinkedIn. We touched upon in the previous slide the intergenerational transfer of wealth. So a number of clients are coming into wealth, that next generation, and if we don't act now, then your competitors will be at the forefront to take on those new relationships. And again, just touching on the above point, professionals should not assume that they can retain clients coming through the generation just because their families or parents have said use this advisor or go for this business. We need to start making a bigger effort to engage and to put yourself out there. A key point is establishing yourself as an expert, showing you have the technical knowledge, but certainly if you do have a niche area within your business or profession, you need to illustrate that across LinkedIn. And of course, building on existing relationships. So you may work hard at establishing a relationship with an intermediary, and let's say you spent £5,000 traveling out to Singapore to establish a relationship with a professional intermediary. How do you build on that existing relationship? You know, LinkedIn is a very easy way to consistently engage and to let your intermediaries know what you're about and getting up to. Okay, so the starting point to any successful LinkedIn strategy and profile is gaining an all-star status across your profile. Now, these points here, it's not rocket science, but what it does, it enables you to be seen a lot more in various searches. So if clients are looking for you or intermediaries, you can be easily found. But I think more importantly, when clients are looking at your profile, you're seen as up to date and professional. Some key points would just go through the checklist in how LinkedIn determine whether you have an all-star profile, and that is a phrase that actually LinkedIn have used, this all-star profile. So obviously, profile photo, a nice professional one. Write a summary about yourself. So I think this is a key point actually, and a lot of individuals just either copy and paste or sometimes don't put a summary. They just put their job title and link it to their company. But I think that the actual summary piece underneath is where you can capture a lot of your key selling points. So a useful summary in that section with some key selling points is good. Include 2 to 3 previous positions that you've held, and ideally link it to the company's LinkedIn account, because that will bring up a nice logo and again look professional. Get down some key points in which you were establishing within those companies. You know, if you were looking after a team or you helped a business in sales, you get those points across. And then underneath that, you can actually add some skills. So these skills is it's basically like for mine, I have income taxation, international taxation, marketing, business development, and then your connections can actually tick if they agree that you have that skill set. And when you get to more than 100, it comes out as 99 plus. So a good profile will have a number of these skills which are being endorsed by your network. And again, when it comes down to the next point on recommendations, sometimes it's difficult to get a client or an advisor to actually take the time to recommend you across LinkedIn, but the tick box on the skills is an easy way to get around that. So the more tick boxes you have, the better. But obviously, if you can get some recommendations, it's very easy to actually request that on LinkedIn. You just press ask to send a recommendation, click the clients or intermediaries who you want, and then it will send them a message. And for certainly a prospect, if they can see some really key client recommendations on your LinkedIn profile, it's half the battle won. I've had business and clients that I've won purely off the back of comparing my LinkedIn profile to another professional tax advisor. And because I've had so many positive recommendations from some interesting clients, that's put me ahead of advisors. And we all know that today in business is highly competitive, no matter what industry you have. So you just want to keep putting as many little tick boxes in the yes bucket for your clients and intermediaries. Obviously, recommendations show your credibility as well. Education, industry, location, connect with at least 50 connections, and then that if you do all that, that will get you to an all-star profile. Probably get you to around 90% of a profile complete. You know, what I like to add in there is any industry news that I've written about, any publications that I've written. You can tag your company brochure or client perspectives into your profile as well. You can add things like charity. I think the more you have on your profile, some of your key selling points is good. Really it should only take you an hour or two to get a nice profile, and then it's really done. And then you can just add things, awards that come to it. Obviously, very important if you do have a professional qualification, add that onto it as well. So that is that. Okay, moving on. Groups. So often I get asked about the use of groups. Are they useful? Do people look at them? People have spent time on them and they haven't got much out of them. So I'm going to share some of my tips and experiences on engaging with a group. Now, the first point to say, if you have a LinkedIn business development strategy and you want to search and connect, groups will be a useful tool for a number of reasons. The first one is when you have joined a group, you will be able to see second or third connections from that group. So what that means is that if you were to do a search, just having connected to 50 of your connections on LinkedIn, you'll be able to obviously message those 50 connections and then search for second connections, which are connections of those connections. When you've joined the group, so for instance, I've joined the tax professional groups, which has 99,000 people on it, I'll be able to see second or sometimes third connections of those 99,000 people within a certain demographic and a certain industry. So you're making your life easier, you're playing the LinkedIn game to some extent, and you're utilizing some key connections within certain industries. So for instance, if you are a lawyer and you are looking to build up your intermediaries, let's say with accountants, you might want to join an accountancy group, and that may have 50,000 accountants on there. And then when you're going through your search strategy, you'll be able to connect with a lot more accountants. So you could spend some time actually searching through groups and then actually expanding your search criteria. I've found groups useful, certainly if I've needed requests or to engage. So for instance, if I'm planning a trip to Geneva, let's say, and I want to connect with other tax professionals, I might go onto my tax professionals group and request to meet with other tax professionals that may be based in Geneva. And I've had 20, 30 responses from that. So again, if you're planning trips or even if you're planning meetings in the UK, you may just want to send a message. And what you'll find is that if you have a group that has tens of thousands of members on it, then you will get a decent response rate. So I wouldn't say, groups you're going to win clients off the back of, but it's a means to an end in the sense of enhancing your search criteria, and then organising and connecting with intermediaries in a quicker and more efficient manner, certainly around trips and things like that. If you do have a specific niche within a certain sector, you can publish articles within a group and share expertise, establishing yourself as an expert to add to that side of things. And also what is interesting as a little tip is that you may actually want to start your own group. So I started my own group, but again, like anything, it's about the time and consistency. And what that enables you to do is it enables you to control the group. And by that, I mean you can see, you get requests who want to join the group, and you can accept or reject. But also, you will be able to send a message to the people within the group as well. So potentially you can share information and engage with these individuals in a more direct fashion as part of a global strategy. So I think, as I said, if you've got the time, I would actually factor groups into your LinkedIn strategy. We've actually got a question that has come up, so I'll just address that at this stage very briefly. So apologies that I've missed some of these. So Jay, thank you very much for the question. And the question is there some kind of indicator on the profile to highlight all star profile? So yes, you'll be able to see that on the right-hand side of your profile. To be fair, I have a LinkedIn Premium account because it enables me to increase my search, which is very, very important for my business development strategy. I'm not too sure if you have a basic account how it will appear, to be honest, but on the Premium account on the right-hand side of your profile, you'll see a status bar in a circle, and it will show, if your profile's complete, 70%, 80%, and then when you get to 90%, I believe it will indicate that you're at an all-star status. So thank you for the question. And Jonathan has asked, should you connect with your competitors? For me, depending on whether it's UK or international, so I would not connect with my competitor. I personally don't see the point in that. You'll be able to see enough from the research in what your competition are doing across social media. Some people are also very protective of their clients and intermediary database, which can be a positive and can be a negative. But for me, I wouldn't personally connect with my competitors. Okay, so let's move on. So we're moving on to building an intermediary database, and I think fundamentally LinkedIn is there for you to build an intermediary database. And why is that important? Certainly for me as a professional advisor, if I'm able to build relationships with solicitors, accountants, financial advisors, private bankers, then those individuals are going to be the individuals who are going to recommend me and be able to pass me work. LinkedIn is an online networking platform for you to go and enjoy building relationships with intermediaries and clients. But I think first and foremost, building the intermediary database is a fundamental important. I think intermediaries are expecting to receive connections. My strategy, and it's a proven strategy. I genuinely have built a very large client base internationally. I have built over hundreds of thousands of pounds of taxation work. I've built up Fusion Digital off the back of LinkedIn as well. And certainly on the intermediary side. So my strategy has always been connect with intermediaries. So for example, I do a lot of international tax work, and I thought connecting with private bankers across the world with a view of them sourcing me high net worth tax issues would be a sensible thing to do. So even though I have never met Mr. Private Banker sitting in Singapore, I connected with X number of private bankers in Singapore using the search facilities, which I'll come on to, and you send them a personalized message and you connect with them. This will obviously save you a significant time in traveling around the world and up and down the UK. And I think it's important you actually go through the sales process and think where your target clients, your ideal clients, are going to come from, and then connect with those introducers. But then also the strategy has to be a three-pronged attack. So firstly, you search, you connect, you send a personalized message. Then once you've connected, you may or may not send a second message with a view of arranging a call or introducing your services. Now, people may not respond to your second message because people are busy. They don't spend huge amounts of time on LinkedIn, or they're on holiday, or they just can't be bothered. So what you'll need to do is supplement that with some positive status updates showing your skill set, your expertise, your niche, so that if you connect with 100 intermediaries, you're sending personalized message, let's say 20%, 25% of those respond. Of the remaining 75%, you may want to segment your list, but if you're doing constant status updates about how you've helped a client, what your business niche is, what you do, maybe some industry news, these targeted intermediaries are going to begin to see you as an expert. And then without even having to send them another message, you will start getting messages saying, I've seen your updates. You're obviously an expert in this field. Are you able to help me in this situation? It's a proven success and it works very well. But again, some planning needs to be spent. A lot of people just try and spend half an hour on LinkedIn a week and try and get the most out of it. I think everyone has to respect LinkedIn for what it is. It is the leading business development tool out there where you can connect with exactly who you want to connect with. So every single marketing department in every single company needs to spend time getting LinkedIn into their strategy. Okay, so this is a search bar, and this is how you can find out who you want to connect with. So essentially, when you go to search, this is how it brings up the search bar on a premium account. So you can search via first connections, second connections, third connections. You can put in there things like the title, the company, the school, location, past company, current companies. So the way I would search, let's say I'm looking for private bankers in Geneva, specializing in private clients. So I would go to the search bar and then it would bring up the filter by, and I would probably search title private banker. There be some keywords that I'll add in, such as private client, maybe location. I'll put Geneva, let's say, And when I press search, and I would always click second connections to begin with. So when I press search, that may bring up 500 private client bankers in Geneva, and they're my target intermediary base. I'd then go through and I'd connect. I'd send them a nice personalised message saying, "Dear Jane, my name's Mitch. I specialise in high net worth international taxation. I'm planning on visiting Geneva over the next coming months. Believe there could be some synergy. Would you like to connect? Kind regards, Mitch." More than likely, because you've taken the time to personalize that first connection message to a second connection, they're going to likely accept that connection request, I would say, because you're dealing with the same type of clients. You've identified her name, so she realizes it's not spam. And she says, yes, he's likely to be a useful connection to me. I would say even high as 90%, you're going to get connections. Once you're connected with that individual, you then want to follow up with another nice private detailed message saying, "Dear Jane, thank you for the connection. Ahead of my visit to Geneva next month, I wanted to let you know some key areas I specialise in. They are I know you are at Barclays, and we've already helped a number of clients at Barclays, so perhaps I can share some positive stories with you, and I look forward to hearing about your expert area as well. Is it okay if I be in touch via email to organise a time and a date to speak, let's say?" And at that point, she's almost certainly going to respond as well with some dates. Now, intermediaries are very, I would say, very easy to build up on LinkedIn via a targeted message approach. What is difficult is a direct client model. Again, I would use a similar strategy. So, for instance, we were working with a piece of M&A software to identify clients who have come into wealth via share sales recently. Once we had their data, we would then find them on LinkedIn with a view of placing investment under management with a discretionary fund who we were acting for at the time. So again, that would we would find them on LinkedIn via the search functionality, and then connect with them via a very nice, soft, personalized message. And then again, the second message with a view of introducing your services. You don't want to have it too long, and you say, would you be available for a 15-minute call? Then, if they haven't responded, but they're connected, they are connected forever until they maybe disconnect with you to your profile. So again, you do your status update so these high net worth individuals or your clients can see that what you do. So when the time's right, they may want to connect. What you can do with your list is then segment it and create lists. So you might want to search via a tag that you've put in. So you might want to put potential clients, you might want to put international intermediaries, you may want to put, well, whatever you want to put. And then after, say, a 3-month period, you might have an event going on whereby these potential clients, you then can message again over the next quarter and say, "Dear Mr. High Net Worth, dear Mr. High Net Worth, I'm hosting an event, a garden party where we have wines coming in from Italy and canapes and a guest speaker, which is I'd be delighted if you would attend. Please click the link here, and if you'd like to bring a guest, that's no problem at all. Kind regards." And at that point, you'll probably the potential client will be thinking, "Oh, that's very nice. I may attend or I may not, but equally, I'm going to respond." And then it will start and get an engagement process. Likewise, if you're in a business where you're selling technology. Again, you can identify your key clients. It may not be at the right time for them. They may be in contracts. But again, you're consistently reviewing, segmenting your list, delivering a direct message strategy that you're engaging with these individuals. Because as we know, you can't email these individuals. They haven't opted in to receive emails from you. But once you're connected on LinkedIn, you have got them for the lifetime. So it works. It's a process. Sometimes it's a numbers game, but it's certainly using that search. The search functionality on LinkedIn is incredible. But I do believe that you will need a premium account to access a number of the criterias. Okay, so we've touched upon this, but I think it's really key. There are thousands of certainly professional advisors, thousands of competitors within your sectors, and it's key that you're establishing yourself as an expert in what you do, or certainly the key selling points of what you're doing. And that comes with quality content. Now, I think when you're first starting posting, there's a number of things that come into one's mind, I guess, and I can only share my experiences from our clients, who are predominantly professionals, entrepreneurs, tech owners, and property. So, the barriers to that comes to mind. I'm worried that, what are my network going to think if I start posting? Am I going to be seen as being big-headed if I post about my success, or if I don't do things in the right way? Is it going to have a negative effect? Or it may be, from a compliance point of view, I'm scared to say whether I can or cannot say the right thing, or there's certain things I can or cannot say, or they don't know how to do it. But I think certainly you will need to post status updates to engage and to make use of your connections. If you are going to spend time on LinkedIn to build a database, there is no point building it for the sake of building it. You will need to consistently be engaging with those connections, because otherwise you're wasting time, and certainly your competitors are all over it. So quality content is key. So I would begin with a status update once a week. And if you are really nervous, it may just be sharing your company's LinkedIn marketing activity with maybe a comment. And then, slowly progressing through there. To begin with, posting maybe once a day would be too much. Posting 2 or 3 times a week would be okay. Our strategy has always been a mixture of sharing industry news, sharing what's going on in your company, and then a nice personalized update of what you're up to or how you've helped a client. It's very important. The thing is, I've touched upon it as well with LinkedIn and marketing in general, is the consistency. What you don't want to do is be really enthused by this amazing webinar and spend the next day updating your profile, connecting, doing some status updates, and then tomorrow life takes over and you're busy and you can't spend any time on LinkedIn, and then 6 months later you start up again, and it just all looks a bit weird and unprofessional. And certainly if a client or intermediary is analyzing your profile and it shows a status update today, and then in 6 months' time, no status updates, or they look at your profile and they see last status update in 2016, it doesn't reflect very well in terms of the type of entrepreneurial modern advisor or business owner that you are. So consistency is key. We can do articles. There's a position on LinkedIn where you can actually write a nice article. So one a month is good. That will get shared to your profile. And what you'll find is with the use of hashtags, that's got the potential to get a number of likes. And the more likes you get, it gets seen by people's own network and database. Because the key thing is really, if you have professional advisors and they all have 1,000 connections each, of which a small percentage of those will be clients and other intermediaries, if they like a useful article that you're sharing, so again in I don't know, in the legal profession, it may be I don't know, a new ruling on a matrimonial case, which is very interesting. You know, that may be liked by some of those professional intermediaries. Then that will appear on their status update, whom some of their clients may see it, and then they may connect with you and engage with you. So that is key. The use of the hashtags, just very quickly, fairly new thing being brought in by LinkedIn over the last year. You know, hashtag synonymous with Twitter and now Facebook have adopted it. And I guess it's seen by a lot of professionals and old school business owners as slightly unprofessional. And I think we've got to get out of that mentality, to be honest. Because it's just about getting with the times. And the good thing about the hashtag, if you're in an industry, so another key tip is you can actually search via statuses now and hashtags. So if you may want to search recommend law, recommend lawyer, you can actually click on a hashtag which will bring up some key status updates that people are posting within your sector. So if you've got a specific sector and you click on a hashtag or you search for hashtags, you can actually bring up status updates of, you know, second connections and other people, and then actually start engaging with them. So hashtags are quite key, I think, in terms of the status updates and search. And then finally, for those brave enough, is the video. I mean, video, as you're probably all aware, is taking over social media, digital marketing. It is the way to really engage with clients, prospects, intermediaries. Obviously, you need to do it in a professional way, but certainly video is now and for the future a key part of digital marketing. And LinkedIn brought video in a few months back, so you can actually stream live to your LinkedIn profile and record tips, updates. Everyone is watching video, and I think if you can get it right, and this is a key point, I think if you can get it right, it is hugely powerful. And let's just think about if you can build up your LinkedIn network with full of intermediaries and clients in your sector, 2, 3, 4, 5,000 connections, and you've got a video on that is getting seen by thousands of your target audience. It's just amazing. It is amazing. It's all there. It's all there for you. It's all there for us. Yeah, that's the thing. There's plenty of business across LinkedIn for everyone. And if you've got the right strategy, the right people helping you, you're going to do significantly well. Okay, so just a bit of a plug, really. So Fusion Digital is a trusted digital marketing agency that delivers leadership and profitable results for our clients because we provide best-in-class digital marketing solutions in the professional services category so that our clients can increase their visibility, connect with more qualified leads, and achieve overall business growth. So there's some of the services we offer our clients. We have a number of clients across legal, finance, technology, property in particular. we have developed a LinkedIn lead generation service. So everything I have just explained on this webinar, we do. So we would take over your LinkedIn profile. We will update it to all-star status for you. We will then sit down with you and find out who your target audience is. We will then agree the first and second message for you and with you. Once that's all agreed, we will then, using our search functionality and software, connect on a daily basis to your target audience, around 50 to 100 connections per day. Once these individuals have connected, we will then message them all for you. We will deliver the status updates for you. We do it all. Our cost is £40 per day. And we have had a significant amount of success. As I said, we were trusted by one of the largest discretionary funds in the UK, where we acted for 10 investment managers. We've done this for managing partners of law firms, property, technology. It is a tremendously successful service. If anyone is interested in that service, if they email me today, I will give you a 15% discount off our service on a 3-month trial, and I promise you it will change your life. Now, the only point on this service, just to add, where it hasn't been successful, in all honesty, is where the businesses are small, very small, the one-man bands, and they haven't been able to have a sales process to deal with the number of connections and leads that we're generating. So just bear that in mind. But certainly, if you are interested in utilizing LinkedIn and you need some additional help, then the service and investment is incredible. We've got in-house videographers, graphic designers, social media account managers. We deliver in-house training. So I've flown to Jersey to deliver a whole strategy day on LinkedIn and the use of social media in the trust world. I've done it for wealth managers. Happy to come in and train the staff, campaign planning and the like. So my email address is at the bottom. We are offering a free digital marketing consultation where we can come in or arrange a call over your to your firms and companies and just give, I guess, an audit of where you are from a digital marketing point of view. But as I said, anyone interested in the LinkedIn Business Development Service, send me an email today and I will happily honour a 15% discount on the monthly fee for that. So hopefully you found that useful. We covered a lot. I rushed through everything just to get through the 45 minutes. Be delighted to hear from you, and good luck on your LinkedIn journey, and have a great day.